Alright, so we are camping, but instead of driving to Tuktoyaktuk, we're going across Canada to the east. And the place I'm in right now is a random campsite in Saskatchewan, right outside of Saskatoon. Same equinox, by the way. There we go. The only difference is the engine light's on now, so I'm hoping to God that's like nothing too bad, because I'm gonna need this guy for at least another month or so, and this is the first day. We drove like 600 kilometers today, and fun fact, before I actually got to this campsite, the sun was setting. It was beautiful over the prairies, but I parked in here, I pulled up the camera, set it up, and the sun's down. They call it, well, driving here, actually looked at the license plates, and I'm like, ooh, it said something about skies. And for anything, Saskatchewan is the province for skies. It's so flat here, there's barely any trees. Anyways, I'm probably gonna start cooking some food here, and then I'll go to bed early because tomorrow's a long day once again, and it's getting pretty cold. So I would like to test out my bed as well. I'll show you that actually. I'll show you the bed. That's different too. So before I go to bed, I want to show you my car. And the bed I set up in the back. Let alone, I want you guys to know that I'm like 6 foot. So it's hard sleeping in a SUV, Chevrolet Equinox. My pillows are here. I'm kind of sitting backwards on it right now. And then over here, you got the bed. I made a bed frame underneath of it. I'll go around and show you that. So there's a bed frame right here, and then a mattress on top. What's up? So I just woke up. It was very cold. A little insight on what time of the year it is. It is October 3rd, so this is the month we usually start getting snow. It's also the month I decided to go camping. So sleeping in the car wasn't the best. I had every single window rolled down just a little bit. But with that being said, there's like humidity building up in the car, and that's what I do not want. I don't want it to be obvious that there's somebody sleeping here. But stay tuned now. We're gonna be driving to Manitoba. I found a place like behind a Petro-Canada station that says it's open right before I get onto the Trans-Canadian Highway. I'll try there. If not, then we would pay a bit more luxury for a campsite in between Winnipeg and Cottages. I'm about to get dressed now, make some food, some coffee. I'll show you how I make the coffee. There's a lot has happened. The view has changed a lot. Clear things up. Last time I recorded a video or a little clip was in Saskatchewan at this random like rest stop off the road, the Yellowhead. Now we're on the Trans-Canadian Highway. We're not in Manitoba, but we're in Ontario in the Canadian Shield. We're in a boreal forest or so. I don't know my biomes. There's this beautiful lake here. Playing right here, and then I have the stove out. I'm gonna make some food. I didn't bring all the equipment though, so hopefully I got everything I need. And if not, then the next small town or city I'll go into, then I'll buy something. But right now, I think we're good. I'm just gonna set this up. Try not to knock anything down. Enjoy some food. Wow, sun's still up, and then after this, I'm gonna have to find a campsite. I don't know where. Alright, so on the other note, as soon as I enter into Ontario, Kenora, luckily in Kenora, by the way, could have been off, like, far away from a little town or city. I got a flat tire. It was a flat tire, just under $50 for repairs. I was gonna use some of that money to buy a campsite tonight, which I still am. On the road trip, things happen, so we're dealing with that. Kind of caught me off surprise because I just came back from getting an oil change in a little town in Manitoba called Portage la Prairie, some like French named city. And I go there, and people are very nice. I get an oil change, I tell them to check my tire pressure, and they give me an oil change. They put some like air into my tires. So I thank them, and I'm on my way. Right, I drive through Manitoba, through the beginning of the Canadian Shield in Manitoba, and then I make my way into Ontario. And as soon as I get into Kenora, I stop at this like little place, like a visitor center, and it was nice. A nice view of the lake. There was boats going by. I took a few pictures, but then I get back in my car and turn it on, and it says low tire pressure. So I'm looking at it. Every tire is like based at like 246, and one of the tires was at like 100. So I'm like, this had to have happened like driving into the parking lot. And I'm looking at it, and it's going down faster and faster, and the closest like repair shop's like 6 kilometers away. So I'm like panicking because I don't know if like it would explode or not, but luckily we're in the good, and I fixed it, and now that's no longer an issue. Though I wish it never happened. I'm not rambling about that. Let's make some eggs. There's like no reason why I need this much butter, but let me tell you where I'm at. So we left from Kenora, or I left from Kenora, and we are now, or I am. So 1 second. It's flying away. Alright. So, there's 2 paths you can go. You can either go from Kenora to Dryden, or Kenora to Sioux Falls, Emo, Fort Francis, and we're going the Fort Francis way. So the Sioux, Emo, Fort Francis way, because I feel like there's more nature. It's more Canadian. There's no like tourist traps. Because along the Canadian Highway, the Trans-Canadian Highway, there's gonna be like people begging for money, and I'm like, I've always found more fun doing the unintentional way. So we're going the Emo way, which is right on the border of the U.S. So we're gonna see that today. We're not going in, but we're gonna see the U.S. And I just realized I don't have anything to mix the eggs, so I'm gonna have to use a little fork, even though it's plastic. I'm gonna have to work with what I got. And I also don't have any forks. Let that be known. I did not realize that because I bought this thing, but I didn't realize there wasn't no forks in it for some reason. So yes, eggs with a plastic spoon. I'm trying my best not to melt it. Ooh. Egg. It's hot. I found a campsite for tonight, though I did find a campsite. I mean, it's very beautiful. There's a little island right over there. Kind of reminds me of Elk Island, but either way, $50 to stay here for the night. I said, why not? I mean, I probably wouldn't have been able to find a spot. This place is called like Sioux Campground or something, just off the road coming into Sioux Falls. Haven't been there yet. We're gonna take a stop tomorrow, fill up on gas. I should probably do that. I wonder if stars will come out tonight. That would be pretty cool. One thing I like about Ontario, and for any of like the Ontarians out there, is there's always like these like little shacks up against the water. Here, I don't want to get too close so I don't fall, but let's see how far I can zoom in. Oh, you probably can't see it. Oh, yeah, you can. There's a shack out there. wonder if it's abandoned. It looks like it from this distance. Probably not, but... Morning. I maybe woke up like an hour ago, but I decided to sleep in my bed. Now we're awake. Today we're going to Thunder Bay and check out the provincial parks that are found around there. Forget the name of it, but there's one right before Thunder Bay. I'll probably spend my whole day there, and then I'll arrive in Thunder Bay pretty late. I'm thinking before the sun sets this time. This is getting closer to winter, so that's on the agenda. I'm gonna make some eggs again. I'm gonna go back down to the little beach, maybe explore it a little bit here. So the audio here was very muffled, so I decided to voice record this. Here's me showing off the food I was making. I'm still at the campsite right now, and we were gonna start heading to Thunder Bay. I've also explained that it was a windy day in this clip, but I don't think it picked it up either. So here in this clip, I'm explaining how I just got finished packing up the car, in that now I'm going on a small walk past the island, that abandoned shack we saw the other day, before I leave to go to Thunder Bay. It was a nice day outside this day, though it was pretty windy, and it was around 11 o'clock at the time, so we were running late, or I was running late on this day to leave, but it was worth it. There's a few other clips coming up, but here's me going down to show you the view of a lake from another perspective. So right over there is the island I was at, and we're still going forward, but I just wanted to pull out here and show you that's where we were yesterday. Alright, so we're on the road now, going to the little town called Emo. It looks like it's about to rain, so that's why I pulled up the camera. And we're now going 90 kilometers an hour, which saves us much time, because I thought we were going to go 80 kilometers the whole way to, I guess, all of Ontario. But there we go. Blind see-through, I guess. So we're about 96 kilometers away from Fort Frances, is where I want to look around. So I just made it into the hotel room. It's been driving all the way. I took a few pit stops along the road. We made it to Thunder Bay. Or once I got here, I went on a little walk, but it started raining, so I couldn't pull out the camera. I took a few videos, a few pictures, but it started raining, so I couldn't do that. And then it started raining really hard, and it turns out it's a thunderstorm. So I'm about a 40-minute walk away from my motel, and I'm completely drenched by the time I get here. So I have some of these clothes hanging up. I'm gonna hang that up soon, and then everything's in here. My wallet decided to get drenched. The one my mother gifted me. Lens, even though I actually didn't get that bad, because luckily this bag is good. It likes to keep things dry as possible. Alright, so we are, well, it's the morning now in Thunder Bay. There we go. And yesterday, once again, I got very wet. Some of the things dried off, like my hat, my camera, or somewhat semi-camera bag, stayed kind of dry. It's still kind of wet on the outside, but the inside, it's dry, so that's good. Everything else, like my pants here, the clothes I'm letting hang up here, especially my sweater I wore last night, is still completely drenched. Either I do a laundromat today or tomorrow. One or the other. I kind of just want to get the Superior Lake today though, so I'll probably just chuck everything to a plastic bag and then go explore out there. I took a shower, that was nice. First one in like 5 days, so I was happy about that. Once we get in the car, once whatever happens, I'll pull up the camera again. Premises of the Lake Superior, and there's like this nice cliff here. It kind of looks like something you'd find out of like British Columbia or western Alberta. Like here. I wish there was like a path you can go down here. That would be kind of cool. I just took like a really nice picture of like an old ass car that just passed by. I thought that was pretty cool. An Ontarian car. And here is me at another part of Superior Lake. I'm walking up, hiking a little bit, and we're gonna get a better view at the lake itself. But here we go. And wow, is it beautiful. I mean, you almost mistake it as an ocean, really. I'm just gonna be walking around this area, see what we have here. Here, I'm coming to the top of this little part of the fence here to get a better view, and wow, is it beautiful. It's just complete blue, and like, you show me some of this, I would think this is like British Columbia or something. Yeah, see, there's like some hills over there, or mountains almost, and then right over here we have like a train track that follows Lake Superior, which is pretty cool. So we're at another park stop. I parked my car over there, and I think this was my favorite one so far. Now, before I show you that, there's like a pathway this time going down. The trees, the more south I go to Ontario, the trees become more colorful. You know, it's less just spruce, evergreen, and more a variety like birch, oak. And then right over the horizon there, you got, you know, Lake Superior. Oh, and right here is the train track again. That's cool. Anyways, I'm gonna try to find a place to take some nice pictures and then get back on the road. Alright, so here's me at a abandoned little facility I found near Wawa, Ontario. I came here for a rest stop. My legs were aching a little bit. But it looks like this was like an old motel and like a gas station as well. I'm showing off my car over there. Yeah, so it seems like one building's intact and the rest is like burnt down. It seems like it got hit by a fire. And, there was also some amazing graffiti art. I don't mind graffiti, so I'm showing off this one right here and more of the abandoned building, the burnt down building. I was very impressed by this piece in general right here, and I'm showing off the tag, Steam 21, I believe. So if anyone out there is into graffiti. But yeah, so I was here for a little bit. There was two other people here. I heard somebody doing graffiti, and the other guy was also looking around, so we were kind of going our separate ways. But I didn't want to go inside of the facility because I didn't have the right shoes on, which is unfortunate, but I didn't want to like scratch myself and get tetanus or something. So here's, I'm like basically explaining how I stopped here. It's getting dark. It was getting dark earlier and earlier, so I was debating if I stayed in Wawa for the night, but turns out I decided to drive all the way to Sault Ste. Marie for the night there, and as well I'm showing off just a bit more of the buildings, and that's about it. There was no trespassing signs or anything, so it was a place for everybody to check out. And on to Lake Superior once more. My next stop was Old Lady Bay on Lake Superior, and I just kind of want you to hear how loud the wind was here. So with wind that intense, there was no point in playing with the audio here. I just did a voiceover. But either way, it looked like there was a thunderstorm rolling in here. The waves were really strong. But at the same time, I was pretty amazed, so I stayed here for a little bit. I've also saw some Albertans here. Taking nature. My camera didn't fall down here, surprisingly. I thought it would, but it didn't. And I was right on sand too, so if that happened, that wouldn't have been good. But it was getting dark, and I had to rush to Sault Ste. Marie, so I pulled out my camera real quick, recorded this little bit of video, and then back on the road. But Lake Superior Provincial Park is probably the best place if you want to look for scenery in Ontario. I can't recommend anything else as much as Lake Superior itself. Alright, so I'm rolling again. Now, I want to explain what just happened. Well, first of all, I'm parked inside of a Walmart parking lot for the night in Sault Ste. Marie. I went to this Old Lady Bay, what I recorded just before this, or earlier in the day, and it started getting dark, and then as well with that, what happened is I was trying to see more of Lake Superior, but it was pitch black, and I couldn't see anything, and I realized that I messed up, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't miss out on Lake Superior. So, I kind of booked it to Sault Ste. Marie, but then I'm like, what if I just do it on the way back? But now I know maybe not to drive in the dark when there's like places that I should check out on my trip. Like, it is raining outside, and it was pouring on the way here, and there's no street lights or anything. There's always, compared to like the prairies, you don't have trees in the way and animals that might run across the road. So I'm like dead locked in on that, hoping that does not happen. And second of all, the rain, it started building up like big puddles in the road, and I started slipping all over the place. And now I can see why the roads here are 90. Another day is done, and now I'm gonna get the back of my car ready for a sleep. It's pretty messy. I have to move shit around. I had to do this in the rain too. It is pouring again, so yeah, this is not gonna be fun, but alright, so I'm stopped. Last time I was at a picnic place. I just got here to Manitoulin Island, and now we're hiking on a trail. I just had to climb a few stairs, not too hard at all. There's also it's very rocky, it kind of gives off like a Victorian island type of scenery, which is nice. Anyways. Alright. really stepping up the level here. Whew. Oh, that's a bird. Sorry, I'm hearing weird sounds. I thought that was like a tree breaking. Anyways, I never checked any signs before going on this hike. I just kind of pulled in, got my stuff ready, put everything in my bag, started going on hiking. So I'll give it like 30 more minutes, but I still have to do like 3 hours of driving before it gets dark. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Green trees, nearly all green. You know, what time of year is it? Early October. Only next month is going to be snowing. That's pretty neat. People walk by, so turn off my camera. But I think we're getting there. And in here I was explaining how we were about 3 minutes away from getting to the summit point. Look at that. Look at that. We made it. Beautiful. The cliffs there. It's a steep cliff, actually, if you were to jump off. And there's people that come and go. I'm not gonna get too close, but it's a steep cliff for sure. So make sure to fall off. We've got some rock formations right there. Some lakes inside of an island. The windmills there, and even more like hilly, rocky parts of the Canadian Shield over there. And I would walk over here. Right with the lake over there, Lake Huron. It kind of sucks that there's not much like colored trees in this area, but there is some variation over here down in this valley. And not getting too close. There's some more there. I brought a salad. I brought ravioli, but I'm not choosing to eat it now because I forgot a garbage bag, which is kind of stupid. Now I gotta walk all the way back down, eat it down there, because I can't have all that gooey stuff in my backpack on the way down. So.
So here's me in Rivière-du-Loup, Quebec, northern Quebec. I decided to stop here to check out the view of downtown and the city itself. I think there's around 21,000 people who live in this little city alone. It's very similar to Quebec City. Here's me narrating. But I like this little area. It's very beautiful. It's kind of like built on a small mountain, and the water as well, the ocean on the bottom there, or the beginning. So you kind of get a little bit of everything here. And I kind of went on a 40-minute walk from my car, and my phone was at like 10%, which wasn't the best. So I had to work with that, and here's me showing off some of the houses. Sorry if you live in one of these houses. I just thought they looked cool. And there's a church up there as well. There's a lot of churches in this area.
It's the morning. Yesterday I went for a walk around Rivière-du-Loup. Now I'm in my car in the morning. It's very cold. It's always the cold that wakes me up. Rivière-du-Loup is kind of in the mountains, like Himalayas. I don't know what the mountain region is. It gets cold in the mountains, so very cold morning. There's another guy in his camper just waking up. It's funny because I'm the only car that's found here. There's a few campers over here. There's that one. And then there's like a few over here. So, and then in the middle of all of that, there's me. There's me in my Chevrolet Equinox. Alright, I'm hiking a mountain. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. Well, I haven't opened up my camera for a little bit, but let me give you a little breakdown. So I'm done with Ottawa, Ontario, in Ottawa. In Quebec. I am in New Brunswick right now on Carleton Mountain, doing a little hike. This is one of the craziest side quests I think I've done. I haven't ran into anybody. It's a rainy day outside. So that means it's like only me out here. I'm speeding to the top. I think I'm almost there. I'm matching the summits for the other mountains here, the small mountains, Appalachian mountains. I parked my car. I didn't know there was a fee to enter in here. $15 fee, not that bad. Ate some food. Stopped in Edmonton last night that's where I slept, and I want to be on the Maritimes for a little bit, maybe like 6 days or so. So I got a few things I want to do here before I go back to Ottawa and do a side quest with one of my friends. So once I get to the top, I'll open up my camera, I guess, and see how it goes.
So right in front of me is the Confederation Bridge, which is the biggest bridge in Canada. It connects New Brunswick to Prince Edward Island, which is also known as Red Dirt Island. And that is because the shores of Prince Edward Island are like completely red dirt. Most people, when they think of Canada, they forget about Prince Edward Island. It is a province, but the smallest province, and the population is also pretty small as well. But there's some decent big cities. You got Summerside and Charlottetown being the capital. We're about to make our way into Prince Edward Island. I'm on the New Brunswick side right now, and I found a perfect place to take a shot of this bridge, and then once I'm done here, we're gonna make our way onto the island. Hopefully the toll's not too expensive. So unfortunately, with the lack of a microphone for this trip, I was not able to pick up any of my voice at all. It was way too windy here. But I'm at Prince Edward Island National Park right now. There's a few little stops along the way in this national park. I'm on one of the shores right now. I can't remember the name of it, but there is some red dirt here, and I'm about to show you, I believe. I think I was more amazed by the ocean itself, to be honest, but yeah, so there's me pointing at the ocean, showing off that there is a gulf right after land, and then here we go. So National Park, it's October, there's not much people here, but that is some houses in the distance of Prince Edward Island. So I'm just going on a walk here, seeing if I can find anything cool. And there is a high tide here. You can see by the shore itself. It seems as if the sea took a big chunk of the land. But yeah, so I'm explaining more things. The red dirt this time, I believe. I'm talking about that. And I'm going to turn the camera around here and show you how the shore breaks like the earth in the red dirt. Yeah, like that's pretty red. I've never seen something like that before, so it was pretty amazing to see. But and you can really see the red outline. And then there's a lighthouse here, which is very common in East Canada. Something you don't really have in British Columbia, so that was pretty interesting as well. I wish I could remember what I said here, but unfortunately not. I took some nice pictures of the area though. And then down here is me walking through Charlottetown, the capital of Prince Edward Island. Just checking it around before I leave the island. And it was also pretty cool. It kind of looked like Rhode Island in a way.
Alright, so I'm awake. I was on Prince Edward Island yesterday, another Walmart parking lot. But this time we're in our next province, Nova Scotia. It's a little blurry, but over there is like hills, windmills. I'm just waiting for my car to warm up. I just turned it on. I was looking quite a lot for my my little headphones, my little earbuds. Can't find them, so I don't know if like they're lost or what. Hopefully they're in the car. I mean, that would suck. But there's the mileage on the car so far. So we're gonna go check out Cape Breton today. We're gonna do the Cabot Trail, and then after that, we might check out Sydney. Might not. Depends on how I feel. But then that means I'll start like slowly making my way back to Ottawa, and then eventually to St. Albert, where I don't want to go. So once the car warms up and everything, then I'll roll some more footage out because I've been needing to do that. I've only basically used one battery, and footage. So we'll make sure that I do that. But right now, I'm gonna get out there and check out Nova Scotia. I want to get up to a windmill. I think that would be pretty cool.
So I just paid my fee to enter the Highlands National Park in Cape Breton. I am making my way up to a viewpoint to see the Atlantic Ocean, which would mark my third ocean this year. Today wasn't that bad. It was pretty warm compared to the last few nights once you got here, so no complaints there.
Alright, so the Atlantic Ocean. First time we've seen it from above. This counts. I've seen the Pacific, the Arctic, and the Atlantic this year. And it's been a good minute since I've seen this one. And it's beautiful. Hills. I didn't know Nova Scotia had just like the scenery like this. So sit up here and enjoy the time before I have to keep on moving down this park and see more of the park itself.
And that will conclude my cross-Canada trip. I've driven from St. Albert all the way to the highlands found on Cape Breton Island and content with what I've achieved. I will now take this experience to expand my travels and continue improving how I take on stressful situations, such as crossing the country solo at only the age of 19. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please give me feedback on what I should improve on for the next video. I already purchased a new microphone to combat the muffled audio for the next outing. Thank you so much.